So I recently started playing through Outlast 2 again, a game that I didn't like for the longest time. I didn't like the more open area of Templegate, or the more chase scenes, or the villains, or the main character, or even the story. I didn't like how the game focused so much on religion, with the entire plot focusing on the possibility of the actual Antichrist being born from your character's wife, Lynn. For the longest time, I didn't like this. Now, Outlast 1 did have a religion in the game centered around the Wall Rider, but that was a religion based around a in-game character who wasn't real, and there isn't a real religion around a Wall Rider because the Wall Rider doesn't exist in real life. Outlast 2, however, talks a lot about Jesus, about God. The main villains are literally called Catholics and heretics, and a big part of the game is being transported to a Catholic school. Now, I normally don't like talking about my personal life. I feel like that's just something that like shouldn't ever really be talked about because it's my own personal life. But I'm not really a religious person, but I am a Catholic. However, to many, I might be considered a bad Catholic, but I am still a Catholic. The issue I had with Outlast 2 for the longest time, was that it seemed like the game was calling out and saying that this religion is wrong and evil. With the game showing multiple people being killed, especially babies, and a lot of documents about people literally killing babies so they stop the Antichrist. Meanwhile, the entire subplot involving Jessica Gray, where you're transported to Blake's Catholic school, ends with it being revealed that one of the priests there, Father Loudermilk, was actually raping and sexually abusing Jessica. Now, I feel like everyone would understand why for the longest time I didn't like this story. And for the people who don't understand why, imagine if this game was based around any other religion. Then I know you wouldn't be happy, and Twitter probably would explode yelling at rebels. So, for the longest time, I didn't like this game, and no matter how much I tried to like it, it's simply because of my love for the first game, I just couldn't like this game. However, that was until I started playing the game recently, and I started playing the game again. And this time, I played it differently. I took my time while I was playing the game. I moved around slowly. I read the documents I found. I hid in hiding places. I moved around more carefully, and I watched the recordings I captured in the game. I hid when I saw an enemy and moved when it was safe. And I wasn't caught as much as the first time. I played the game because I decided to move more slowly. I wasn't just running around everywhere, and I had a lot more fun. The story I even started liking a little bit because I realized that the game, it wasn't crapping all over Christianity and saying that it was evil, but more about the terrible things Murkoff has done and about the problem when people take things to the extreme. Outlast 2 isn't saying that religion is bad, but instead that taking religion to the extreme, like the people at Temple Gate do, is bad. Very much like how Outlast 1 was basically all about how a corporation can take things to the extreme just so they can make money. Basically, the entire Outlast franchise is basically about this. Entire Outlast franchise is about people taking things that aren't necessarily evil to the extreme, where they end up doing terrible stuff because of it. Outlast 1 was about the corporations. And like, if you want, you can even say capitalism taken to the extreme, where the people in charge, they don't care about anything, they don't care about what happens, just as long as they make money. While Outlast 2 is about people taking religion to the extreme and not caring what they do or like what happens because they believe they believe what they're doing is what God wants them to do. Now, all the things I still do not like about Outlast 2, yes, there is, especially with a more open area, Temple Gate, making it hard not knowing exactly where you need to go, and the whole Jessica reveal. I felt like it was kind of out of nowhere with all the build up in the school sections had all the build up the school section had, meaning absolutely nothing. However, at this point, I really do like Outlast 2. And now, would I say that it was a better game than the first one? Absolutely not. Outlast 1 is one of my favorite games ever. I love that game so much. But after giving Outlast 2 another chance, I actually really like this game, and I would recommend everyone play this game and this franchise. I honestly would give this game an 8 out of 10 now because I'm having a lot of fun playing Outlast 2 now. And really a big reason is just the fact that I realize what the Outlast franchise really is all about. And like it's not about things being evil, about about Red Barrel shaming like a belief system or something. It's literally entire Outlast franchise is literally about this is what happens when you take things to the extreme. And frankly, there is a lot of stuff that if you take it to the extreme, it will always be bad. Like it will be bad. And I realized that's what Outlast 2 is all about. It's all about showing if you take religion to the extreme, like a lot of people do in real life, this is what then is bad. All this terrible stuff the people on Templegate do is because they take it to the extreme. They literally believe that what they're doing is what God wants them to do. And it's all about showing that if you take things to the extreme, it's not good. It's not good. It's terrible. And after learning that, I honestly really started appreciating and liking Outlast 2 more, and also taking my time with it and not just rushing and running around everywhere. I actually really started to like this game.